Hi, everybody. Hi, video. Thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, video. Want to thank everybody who's joining me this afternoon. And there's somebody out there that hi, Dak. Yeah. I just have to say something before I read some of these messages. Somebody just donated $1,000, which is beyond the words of mind-boggling to me. Just absolutely, like, I'm beyond the words of shock. Needless to say, shock seems to be my middle name for the past week and a half. I don't want to put this person's name out there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I don't want to put the person's name out there because I don't feel that that's a proper thing to do unless I'm given permission by that person to say so. And I don't know who this person is. Unfortunately, so many times, hiya Sergeant, so many times with these types of things, when you have a GoFundMe like we do, if people don't put their Twitch name in, and if it's somebody that I'm really not familiar with, somebody who, you know, regularly donates or regularly is on stream, I'm not going to know their Twitch name. So there are certain people that I know their real name. I know Tixie's real name. I know Mr. Unreasonable's real name. I know Scrooby's real name. I know Kokin's real name. I know Andreas's real name. All those people who are our regulars, who've been with us for years and years, and who come to the stream and donate and support and all that kind of stuff. So I know who they are. But this one person has donated a tremendous amount of money to our GoFundMe. I'll tell you in a moment, Sergeant. And I don't know who he is except by his real name. Yeah, no question, Dak, no question. And I'm going to ask you, and you know who you are, but I don't know what your Twitch name is. I beg you to please send me a whisper and let me know who you are, because the feels that I have in my heart for what you've done for Bernie and I is indescribable. And I have to put a face and a name attached to one another. I need to know who you are on this stream. It's really important to me, big time. It's very important to Bernie, but it's critical to me because I'm the one who deals with you guys on an off music basis and on a more personal basis. So please tell me who you are. What happened, Sergeant? We haven't seen you in quite some time. I hope you're doing okay. But what happened was, you know, Bernie's got a really bad back and spinal stenosis and all that kind of stuff. And you know that he was going to be going for surgeries. Well, what happened was, last week it started getting really, really bad to the point where he just was totally non-functioning. And he couldn't take the pain. And part of me, you know, really wanted to wait until his 80th birthday was over, which is December 6th. And so the family and everybody could chill with him and have a little party and enjoy time and feel good and celebrate. That was my goal. December 11th was his initial surgery date after his birthday. And then things really started going downhill very quickly, very, very quickly. And I said to him, we can't wait. You know, if you say you need to do this surgery, which honestly, Max and I had a lot of reservations about, somebody his age and as severe of a situation as he was in, really didn't want him to do it. But he's his own person, and he made his own choices, and he had to do what he had to do, right? So I have to respect that as my husband wishes. And so we made the appointment, and he had it last Wednesday. So we went to the hospital, and the surgery was supposed to last 2 hours, and it lasted a little bit more than that. And then afterwards, he was in post-op in recovery for about 4 or 5 hours after that. And then they thought everything was, status quo okay, and they sent him home. He was in a lot of pain. He was all doped up. They actually gave him cocaine in the operating room, cocaine up the nose to deaden the pain, and prior to the anesthesia. And, it was as best as could be expected. 80 almost year old man going home after surgery. Okay. So we get home, and he's in a lot of pain. He goes to sleep, the whole 9 yards. That was Wednesday of last week, November 6th. Then comes Thursday. He wakes up Thursday morning, and his neck, we actually thought that the surgery was going to be in the back of the neck, but it was right in the front, right here. And he wakes up Thursday morning, and the man's neck, and everybody here knows Bernie, he's not a big guy, right? Wakes up, and his neck is mad swollen, like deadly swollen. Oh, thank you so much, sweet Snoopy. Thank you. And he couldn't barely talk, right? Man couldn't barely talk. And then I saw, and most of you, if not all of you know, I'm a registered nurse. I've been one for 37 years. So I know what I see, and I know what I'm doing, and I know what's medically imperative to do. And thank God for that. And he could barely breathe, and he was in respiratory distress. And this is like everybody's worst nightmare. If you can't breathe, you got nothing left, right? You got nothing left there. So I called 911, the Jacksonville emergency medical crew, and they came out here in like 5 minutes flat. I called our younger son, Max, told him to rush to the emergency room of the same hospital, called our older son, Josh, told him. And they came. He was lying on the couch over here. They came, they assessed him. I gave them all the information about what was going on. And they rushed him to the hospital. And I went in the ambulance with him, and Max and his girlfriend met us there in the emergency room. And there was crazy traffic, right? On top of everything else, there's crazy traffic. So these guys must have gotten, which normally would be like a 20-minute drive, maybe they got there in less than 5 minutes, right? I've seen emergency medical techs, paramedics in the past on a professional and on a personal level. These people were the absolute saints of God. Couldn't be better, couldn't be more professional, couldn't be more qualified. And we got to the hospital, and the same surgeon who did the initial surgery for the neck was there. And they brought him in, and they did an evaluation and said that he had massive blood clots in the neck, hematomas. And they had to be evacuated immediately, which meant another surgery. Now, when he went for this first surgery, he had to go on a respirator, right? Needed to be breathing from a machine, because you can't get that kind of surgery and be breathing on your own. And IVs and Foley catheters. A Foley catheter is a tube that goes into your bladder through your penis, so that the urine comes out. And they had to do another emergency surgery where he had to go back on the ventilator again. And there were no choices. There were no options. There was either do that or die, in a nutshell. So, of course, he had to go.
Thanks for the follow.
He came out of the surgery and was really not doing well. It took him a really long time to get off all the meds and realize what was happening. Thank you so much, Fun. Had no idea what was flying. And unfortunately, lots of bad things happened then after. The pain.
Thanks for the follow.
The pain is excruciating. He is very, very, very badly bruised. He's got black and blues all over the place. That's the least of the problems. The pain, he can't do anything. He can't go like this. He can't go like that. He can't twist his neck. He can't turn his neck. He can't bend. He can't lift. He can't climb. He can't take a shower by himself. He can't wipe his behind by himself. The man who was once a Pianoimproman who played two pianos at the same time and jumped up and down at almost 80 years old and did all the stuff that everybody knows what he did, right now is pretty much bedbound, right? And what's really, really, pardon me, but so fucked up is he wasn't able to urinate anymore by himself. And that catheter had to stay in order to get rid of all the urine. You can't live with all of those toxins within your body. You have to eliminate. Part of life is that you have to excrete. You got to go to the bathroom and defecate. You got to go to the bathroom and pee. You've got to blow your nose. You've got to sneeze. You've got to cough. You have to expel secretions. Otherwise, what happens? You blow up and die. Period. The end. Not talking so nursing related, but talking to you in a way that is the truth. Right? I don't need to get into technical medical terms here. That's not the place for it. So he was in the hospital in intensive care for a week, and he was discharged to home the other day and is getting physical therapy at home to learn how to do the things that we all take for granted every minute of our life, because as we've said so many times, we don't realize and we don't appreciate and we don't normally, thank whomever or whatever we believe in. Thank you so much, video. Thank you. I really appreciate it, and so does Bernie. Things we take for granted. There's a step. Okay, we're going to walk up the step. You think about walking up a step? No. You think about wiping your butt after you go to the bathroom? No. You think about pat drying your penis after you urinate? No. You just do it. You just do it, right? You have to sneeze? You just do it. And then you blow your nose and then you move on, right? All of the things that we so take for granted, except when we can't do it anymore. And then it's like, oh my God, what the hell has happened? Max and I slept at the hospital with Bernie because under no circumstance would I leave that man unattended. Every single day he was there. Max would come back to the house and he'd bring me clothing and he'd bring me things that I needed and he'd bring food and all that sort of thing. And without my son Max there, I never would have survived this, without a doubt. Absolutely. And his girlfriend, I have to say that. The two of them, and Josh being here and taking care of our puppies and taking care of the needs of the house. People need people, whether they be family, whether they be friends, whether they be acquaintances. People need people. And I know for a fact that I couldn't have been sitting here now if it wasn't for my family, my children, my Samantha, who Josh would FaceTime me with in the hospital to give me a little bit of joy in life. And now I'm going to talk about you. I'm going to talk about what you people, all of you, those of you that are on with me right now, the 35 people that are on with me right now, the people who are going to watch this VOD, whether it be today, tomorrow, or whenever, and the people who have gotten us so, please God, close to our goal, to do as much as we can do for the man that we all love. And every time, I've streamed, I think this may be the second or third time since this all happened last week. I say to myself beforehand, you go on because you want to provide people who've been such a help to us, such a blessing to us. You want to provide them with the information. You want to provide them with the updates. You want them to know what's happening. And it's one thing to put something like that on a tweet, right? You speak from the heart, which I do. Most of you, if not all of you, know that. But it's even more important for me to come here now and talk to you, and to have you have the ability to talk back to me. I have an ad going on, so I'm going to wait for a moment. I'm not sure if you can hear me or not, but I still have an ad for a couple of seconds, 8 seconds. Just give me a moment. Okay, I'm back. And, reading something on a tweet and reading something on Facebook and reading something in a whisper, you're just reading a word, right? You're reading sentences, and you're not seeing and feeling the emotion that's going on right now. And that's why it's so important to me, because I've been with you guys for as long as Bernie has. And I have relationships with so many of you. And it's important for me to know that you're here, to know who's coming to hear about him. And not just how many people read the tweet or how many people reposted it. Because I think now in so many ways, this is just so much more difficult than when he had his heart surgery. And that was a really, really bad time too. Many of you were with us then as well. But it's harder now because he's 10 years older. And I am too. And not just physically, but emotionally. How difficult things get as time moves on. And to know that we're separated by a computer, but We're connected by life. And we're connected by time. And Bernie, knowing how many of you came here today, and how many of you care for him and have done so much to help us, will give him further strength and power to keep fighting. Because there was definitely a time during this that we didn't know if he would survive. And truly, by the grace of God, he has. And he's got a really long way to go. I put up this GoFundMe goal because I don't know when, and I'm not going to say if. I won't say that. Because without this, without knowing that he can come back to this, he won't be able to. He won't survive. Because this is his life. His family, me, Josh, Max, our puppies, that's his life. But his faith in God and this is who he is and what he has to come back to. And when we don't stream, you know, he goes out and he does concerts and he plays in facilities, and now the man can't work. And I don't know for how long. So now, a horrible thing to think about in reality, it is reality, but it's not a good reality, but it's true. We're not going to make money streaming. We don't have any subs left. Let me tell you how many subs we have left here. $25. We have 25 subs left, so that's $73 for the month. And all of his jobs he can't do. So on top of, you know, the struggles for the day-to-day encounters physically and mentally, now what are we going to do to pay the bills? Because I can't leave him by himself. I can't leave him unattended. Insurance in this state, heaven-forsaken state that we live in, pays for a caregiver to come out here and give him a shower and leave in the state of Florida. Back in New York, insurance, Medicare paid with a doctor's order for 3 to 4 hours of care at a time for somebody to come in and help him with his meds and give him a shower and do physical therapy and get him dressed and get him out for a walk and make meals and all that kind of stuff. That was my industry. I did home health care for many, many years. And out here in Florida, they just give you a bath and leave. Well, I don't need you to give my husband a fucking bath, right? And if you pay privately for that, that's $35 an hour with a 4-hour minimum. So that's $140 a day, where it's not cost effective for me to go back out at work and leave him unattended. So what to do? We have to reach out to those that, thank you so much, Gally.
Hey, it's not much because I am just a student, but I wish you and Bernie health and send prayers.
Thank you.
Always loved watching your streams and won't forget Bernie playing Bohemian Rhapsody for me Bleed Purple.
Thank you so much. I'm going to just go to my corner for a second to post the GoFundMe link, and I'm going to tell you why I put it there as opposed to here. 1 second. The reason why I started the GoFundMe is because they take much less money out than PayPal does for a percentage. So I ask you, please do not donate on PayPal for this. Please go to the GoFundMe link because that's where it's far more beneficial for us. That they don't take that much out. So again, thank you so much, Gally, for the donation. Thank you, I really appreciate it, and so does Bernie. But anybody here today who's watching the stream or who watches the VOD, please make the donation towards the GoFundMe and not on PayPal. Did we? Oh, wow. Oh my goodness gracious me, hey. Wow, wow, wow. I have to open this up. Okay, we're almost there, guys. Let me just refresh this. We need only $50 more. $50 more, guys, to reach this goal. Right now, it tells me we have 7,450, and our goal was 7,500. So $50 more. Yeah, it's okay, gal. I appreciate it. $50 more on GoFundMe will get us to reach this goal. And again, we haven't reached it because PayPal takes so much out of it. So $50 more, and then we are there. I know you would, nerd, and I really appreciate it. Really, really do. I want to read what you just wrote, Shy. Much love to you, Mindy and Bernie. Everything will go well, I believe. God will be on your side. I do believe that. I do believe that because honestly, if I didn't have the faith and the trust in God, I think I would have had a mad nervous breakdown way before this and couldn't have managed, just simply couldn't have. And you know, it's going to be a challenge. It is a challenge, but we have to make it through, right? Life is about making things through. Life is about making things happen. Life is about not giving up, no matter what the consequence may be, no matter what the obstacle may be. Life is full of challenges. We do have to be strong, but we also have to be realistic. We have to be honest with ourselves. We can't live in a world of denial or fantasy because that's just not how life works. It surely doesn't for me. I see things in black and white. I've never been one to see things through the gray, but I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a good quality, but it's just who I am. Bernie's a very positive person, a very optimistic person. Um, I try my best, and I sure as heck have been trying big time to make this all come to fruition and meet every single need that we've been challenged with so far. I hope and I pray right now in front of you that by Bernie's birthday, as we have every year for the past 10 years, celebrated it on stream. And this time around, December 6th, he's going to be 80 years old. And I hope that we can get him back into this chair and me back into my corner and be with all of you again as we're meant to be. I want to thank everybody for everything and more. And please send me whispers. Please send me messages. Please send me emails, because it helps. And I hope I'll be back soon to give you some updates again. So let's just take a few minutes and listen to Bernie. That was a song. That was a song from his Sleepy album. Oh, thank you so much, lovely. Thank you. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you. Ah. So, guys, that's my update for today. Again, thank you from the bottom of all of our hearts for always being there for us. We love you. See you soon.